JC Tickets provides first-class trips to Ravens road games, including airfare, 4-star hotels, game tickets, and cocktail parties. We also help provide great seating locations to all Ravens home games. JC Tickets, where the games begin. Visit us at jctickets.net.
Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, jctickets.net, Geico Insurance, Dunaway Furniture, Ocean City Golf Club, RussellStreetReport.com, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Holiday Inn Express, the original Green Turtle, hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
And welcome back. It's the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show right here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, the strongest Ravens signaled affiliate on the peninsula. 93.5 The Beach. The Ravens and Lions Monday Night Football kickoff at 8:40. Network pregame at 8 o'clock. And don't forget, our Ravens Wrap Show throughout most of the season can be heard Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. right here on 93.5 The Beach and WCBHRocks.com. Mike Bradley, J.J. Roth, Bruce Laird, and our buddy Alex Rusky, all a part of the panel. Let me go down. I got a lot of different notes to cover. First off, I want to let everybody know that Keith Mills from WBAL Radio, TV, 98 Rock, and a part of the Ravens Game Day broadcast, he is going to be our special guest with us next week on the show, and that'll be our final one of 2013 because of the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So we hope to have you down. And again, doors open at 5. The show begins at 7. Bud Light and food specials at 5 right here at the Blue Ox Bar and Grill, the Ravens Room, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. We invite all Ravens fans across the peninsula down, including Ravens Roost 44. Give us sounds ahead. You thought I forgot about you, didn't you?
I want that dude to adopt me. Dude, these guys are awesome.
Harry,
Clear that out there. I love it.
I love that guy. Harry brings it every show. No question about it. Love him. A lot of different
Seinfeld.
I know.
Great, man.
Guys, a lot of different notes to go down the list here. Just quickly, the Ravens placed veteran wide receiver Brandon Stokely on IR on Tuesday. He's done for the season. He suffered a concussion against the Vikings. He's had several of those. He's done for the year. Might be done for his career. Unfortunately, hasn't necessarily made the impact because of the injuries that we were hoping, but we appreciate his service nonetheless and certainly wish him well. Stokely was replaced on the roster by running back Bernard Scott, who was cut on Saturday to make way for Dennis Pitta, but now he's back on the team. He'll be our third-string running back and also contribute on special teams, although ever since we signed him for the Bengals, I'm not sure he's been active for one game this year, maybe one at the most. I don't understand it exactly, not to say that the Eagles-Bears won't have implications and not playoff implications. It certainly will, and seeding, and not to say it won't be a good game, but the Sunday night game that was supposed to take place between the Ravens and the Patriots will not be happening Sunday night. That has been flexed to a 4:25 game on CBS. So that's that. I'm not a big fan personally of Sunday night or Monday night games. I like my Sunday at 1 o'clock games. So, but this is a 4:25 game. I know some Ravens fans are not happy about that, but it is what it is. If we get a W, that's all that matters against the Pats. Also, this guy, not heard of much, but Ravens assistant offensive line coach Todd Washington has been offered the job with USC to be their line coach. We'll see if he takes that certainly or not. Wanted to make mention, too, that certainly Darryl Smith, linebacker, has had a great year taking over for Ray Lewis. And, in fact, he has broken a record. Lewis had 13 pass deflections in 03. Smith has 17 this year so far. So he's certainly having a good year, not only with that, but also with the tackles, most certainly as well. All right, coming up, of course, we've got the Ravens and Lions. We'll get into breaking this down. And, guys, first and foremost, I think with the Lions, talking with some friends about this, we know about Calvin Johnson, Megatron at wide receiver. I don't know that you stop him, and Bruce, we'll start with you having played in the secondary, but a friend of mine was telling me the other day at the Green Turtle Christmas party, I think it makes great sense. Yeah, you have to worry about Calvin Johnson, but let's stop Matthew Stafford. If we can get to Stafford, that's going to be important. If we can get a rush on him. Only 15 sacks, though, given up. So it's only once every 30 to 35 pass attempts he's sacked. But that's going to be key, and getting Doomerville back will be key.
And Mike, and note, one of those games, the Detroit Lions offensive front gave up 5. So you take that away, or you take 3 of those away.
That's even better.
Think about where you are.
Yep.
the Ravens have a major issue with a four-man rush. I don't care who they use, who's in the game, their four-man rush does not get to the quarterback, which means Dean Pease has got to dial up some Cinco, five-man pressures, and when he blitzes, he must blitz with Stafford not knowing it's coming. It's called window dressing, ladies. You know, you put nice things on your windows, doll them all up. That's what defenses do. They give you all that fluff, and they make you think something's going and something else is happening. That's
you mean they tease you?
Yeah, baby. That's
Stop it, ladies.
I'm in there.
I don't like that.
Stop it. So you gotta be thinking. I mean, Dean Pease is thinking, okay, we need to put pressure on him. I know I can't get to him with a four-man rush, so here's what we're gonna do. Now, when you're sending 5 or more, now you got to start telling your corners, fellas, we're gonna leave you alone sometime. We're not going to leave you alone on Megatron. I mean, double the son of a gun. I mean, if you got to bang him, well, I mean, he's going to get his plays.
Sure.
Don't let him get big plays. When you have really quality players, that's how we always went about it. If he's going to catch 7 balls, let him catch 7 balls for 110 yards. Don't let him catch 7 balls for 180. So don't let him get the big play on you. And then everybody else, it's called next man up, Lou. It's called, I'll tell you what, you're going to have to play better. I'm leaving you by yourself 80% of the time today because this is what we got to do. And you've got to be ready to accept that challenge and play that way. And the teams that do that win big games.
And something that I noticed on Thanksgiving Day, let's see, the Cowboys played the Raiders. So
that was a great day for
the Lions played the Packers, correct?
Oh, did you see that?
And he had, 329 yards? Something. It was unreal. And something that I noticed about, as I call him, pudgy-faced Stafford, ever since he was at the University of Georgia, the man looks like he can't eat enough sandwiches. But the thing with him, he's not fast. He's no, last year's RG3. He's no Russell Wilson. He's not going to escape out of the pocket.
No pocket mobility.
But at the same time, watching that game, and the thing that the Ravens have to be concerned about, he's not going to run for 15, 20 yards. But what he does is he gets outside of the pocket, kind of like a Roethlisberger, if you will. He buys time. And that's when the Ravens might have had a great defense on Johnson for 7-8 seconds. It's when he gets out of the pocket, sets his feet, and just throws these 50, 60-yard jump balls to Johnson. That's it, the sidearm, the little fairy toss. That's what you have to worry about with Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. It's sure, in the pocket's one thing, but when he gets outside and Calvin Johnson just runs around, you're not going to keep up with him. He throws a jump ball.
Didn't Detroit pick up Reggie Bush, right?
And see that you hit there's so much. Why am I up here?
Yeah, just go sit down.
Now, Bruce, you hit the nail right on the head. I'm looking at 2 things this Sunday. I'm looking at Monday. I'm sorry, you're right. Can Lardarius Webb make the money he's been making? We signed him to that huge contract. You're going up against one of the best receivers in the NFL.
He needs help.
And I agree. He does need help. But the second thing I'm getting to is they have 2 great running backs, Jacquez Bell, Reggie Bush. Can you stop them on the check down? I think that's what it all comes down to. With the check down, when Stafford's in that shotgun, we all know he loves to go out of the shotgun. We all know his number 1 target is Calvin Johnson. But his third receiver he's always going to is the check down. Can we stop them on the check down? Because, I mean, what the notes say, their yards after catch with the check down is like 90 yards a game. That's ridiculous.
That goes right back to what we're talking about. You got to tackle. You've got to tackle in this game. And I give credit to Coach Harbaugh because he said in his press conference, we're at the time now of this team that we understand where we are, and we all know that everyone has to play one of their best games of the season to go up there in Detroit with that loud noise and beat a Jimmy Schwartz attitude football team. Schwartzy's, I love him. He'd be my coach. I love to play. But he's an attitude coaching guy. He's a guy that when you play those kind of teams and they start rolling on you and they start punching you in the face, it's a long afternoon because the mojo comes and the attitude comes, and they'll go right there just to try and bury you. So this team has got to start fast in Detroit. I'll tell you what, if they go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, ooh.
may very well be a long day. Well, it's either start fast or if you can withhold the tide as best as possible and minimize any damage if they get off to an early start. But Alex, you make a great point because Reggie Bush is actually their second leading receiver. Calvin Johnson, 75 catches, targeted 138 times. But Reggie Bush is their second leading receiver, and Joig Bell is their fourth leading receiver. Pettigrew just is in between there at third, their tight end. He's got a lot of other options, but at the end of the day, okay, Calvin Johnson's going to get his. Hopefully you can minimize the damage. Yeah. But Reggie Bush is a big part, not just in the passing game, but the running game as well.
And that's my point. If you can stop their run game, you're going to force him to pass the ball. Let's be real. I mean, you're going to have to play him out of the shotgun the rest of the game.
Right,
I mean,
right.
If they can't establish a running game, we have got to put him in the shotgun. Let's be real.
And here again, for these defensive backs, Reggie Bush is a small running back, okay? He's not a big guy, but he's quick, he's elusive. In the open field, stay high and punch him in the face as many times as you can. Make him understand that this is not the prom day. This is not Dancing with the Stars. I'm not going to hold your hand and take you all over. You've got to get very physical. You got to get very physical with him, but you got to be physically under control because in the open field he can make you look silly. I hated backs like Reggie Bush when I played in this league. They make you look silly. You got to maintain that, but when you tackle, you got to be very aggressive and you got to put all the hats you can on him because he'll quit on you. If you can bang him up a little bit, he's a no-mas kind of guy.
And you guys played the Lions.
Yeah, no.
How'd you do? Well, it was 27-20.
How'd you do, JJ?
It was a close game, at least.
We're going to talk about. I'm your good luck charm, and you're giving me this. All right, now. 60
seconds, guys. Go ahead.
All right, real quick. All I want to say about when it comes to Reggie Bush and Matthew Stafford, the whole nine, and at Detroit, you don't think about them as having the biggest, the loudest, the craziest fans. They're not Seattle. They're not Kansas City. They're not. If the Ravens, they're not Baltimore. They're not M&T Bank Stadium. Okay. If the Ravens get up big, or at least put some pressure on them right away, you're going to take the fans out of it. I don't think of Detroit as Jimmy Schwartz, as you call him, great coach. I don't think of Detroit as like
guy.
I don't think of Detroit like fans as like some of the most passionate in the league. The Ravens get up early, they'll leave and go somewhere and build a car.
Real quick, my key to victory Monday night is can we keep the yards after catch to a minimum? If we keep the yards after catch to a minimum, I think we're going to see Matthew Stafford rethink. And when he rethinks stuff at the line, I think we're going to confuse him, and I think we're going to be okay.
What's your prediction, quickly?
I like 27-21 Ravens.
Okay. Bruce?
I believe. I don't know why I believe. My intellect, my football IQ, all that thing says God. But I've seen so many crazy things. I'm saying Ravens 24-23.
Shootout, 41-38 Ravens. God, that hurts.
Oh! My head tells me no, but my gut tells me yes. So I'll go with the Ravens.
Stafford loves
31-28.
cheeseburgers.
Have a great one, everybody. We're back next week. It is Ravens Rap Show, Comcast Beach TV, and Del Marvis Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach. We're back.
What's this all about?
We're giving Rich the NFL experience of a goal line dive.
Really?
There's an easier way to get an ultimate NFL fan experience. Just snap the tag wherever Bud Light is sold and you could win. Bud Light in the NFL. Here we go.
Can I make it?
Over the internet, yes. Into the end zone, no.
JC Tickets provides first-class trips to Ravens road games, including airfare, 4-star hotels, game tickets, and cocktail parties. We also help provide great seating locations to all Ravens home games. JC Tickets, where the games begin. Visit us at jctickets.net.